Hello my dear students, welcome back to Pullas Academy. This is physics class for research students. This is Kiran Kumar, faculty of physics. Today we are going to discuss one revision class on friction. In this revision class we will discuss all concepts related to the friction in one class. So in friction we have to expect 3 bits in the ESET exam. So nearly 3 to 4 questions are repeated from the friction topic, so that's why you have to concentrate. Actually in friction topic, so totally we have 7 concepts. Questions are repeated based on these 7 concepts. Okay, now so the first concept is introduction of friction. The next concept is normal reaction, types of friction. Okay, now one more concept, very important concept. This is motion of a body on rough horizontal surface. Okay, now next one more concept, motion of a body on a rough vertical surface. This is motion of a body on smooth inclined plane. This is motion of a body on rough inclined plane. These all are the concepts. This is our syllabus related to the friction. So questions are repeated in the previous exam, so related to these all models. Okay, na? So we have to cover these all concepts in this video. Okay, na? Listen carefully. So first we are going to discuss about concept 1. Okay, na? So concept 1 is introduction of friction. Here in this concept we will discuss what is frictional force, what are the advantages and disadvantages of friction, what are cause of friction force. Okay, so here also we will discuss what are the reducing methods of friction. This is concept 1. Okay, right, let us discuss about the frictional force. Right now, so here in this topic you need to understand, suppose if you this is one horizontal surface, one body is placed on this horizontal surface. Suppose one small force is applied on this body, so then it does not moving. Suppose if you applied a small force, it does not moving. Why it does not moving? Because one more force also acting on this body, that's why it does not moving. By the application of force also the body is continuous in its states of rest, because this applied force is not sufficient to moving, because here now this applied force is in equilibrium. That means this applied force is cancelled by one more force, so that force is equal to this applied force or less than. So this applied force is less than that another force or equal to that force, that's why it does not moving. That's the reason. Okay, so otherwise if you apply large force or sufficient force on this body, then it is moving, this body is moving. So when it is moving on this surface, it is moving on this surface, and after some travel distance it is stopped. Why it is stopped? So you applied force, then it is moving, but after some time it is stopped, means one more force is also acting on this body, moving body. Okay, now without any force, that the body is continuous in its states of rest or uniform motion according to the Newton's first law. That means here also you have to understand, while moving a body, after some time it is stopped, means what here one of the force is acting on this body, that force is opposes the motion of this body. That's why after travel some distance it is stopped. Okay, now for example, when it is in whenever you are bicycling, so then what here if you stopped your pedaling, then after travel distance that is stopped. Why it is stopped? Because one more, when you applied force it is moving, but here this applied force is what here. So when no force is applied, then one more force also acting on this bicycle. That's why it is smoothly stopped. So that means here in these all cases, which force is acting on this body? That force is called as friction. This is called as what? Friction. In these all cases, which force is acting? Frictional force is acting. This frictional force is opposes the relative motion between body and the surface. Okay, now suppose this is one of the surface of the body, this is one more body, one more surface of the body. That means so this frictional force is what? The force which is opposes the relative motion between two bodies of the surfaces is called as frictional force. In this you understood what is frictional force. That means if you consider any solid body that is moving on any surface, so then frictional force is acting, that frictional force is always opposes the relative motion between body and that surface. So that is frictional force. Okay, Nama. So now you need to understand why frictional force is acting on this body. What is the reason? What are the causes of friction force? You need to understand causes of friction force. So actually the reason or the causes of friction is what, Amma? Actually, if you observe microscopically the surfaces which are contact to each other, actually here this is body, its surface, and this is the surface of another body. They are contact to each other. Where they are contact to each other, if you observe microscopically, what happens, Amma? It irregularities microscopical observe. So these surfaces of these two bodies are irregularities. These irregularities are interlocked to each other when they are placed. Okay, now that's why when you apply a small force, it does not move in this interlocking is opposes the motion. So that means this small force is not opposes the interlocking interlocking of irregularities. When you applied greater force, then so it breaking the irregularities, interlockings of irregularities, then it is motion. That means due to this irregularities, interlocking of irregularities, some force is produced. That force is opposes the relative motion. That is frictional force. In this one, what is friction? This is about cause of friction. Now we will discuss here in this concept advantages and disadvantages of friction. Advantages. What are the advantages of friction, Amma? So many advantages, Amma. Without friction, motion is a safe motion is not possible, Amma. So one of the important application is what, Amma? For safe motion or safe walking, friction is required. Without friction, there are slips from the road, Amma. So that's why friction is required. So to hold any object, friction is required. To transfer the mechanical power, friction is required. Okay, no? So nails and screws fixing into the wall, when it is possible, friction is required. Without friction, they are not fixing in the wall. They are slips from the wall. Okay, no? So in this way, it's so many. So for example, vehicles without slipping from the roads, due to the friction is possible. Vehicles are smoothly stops on the roads. Why? Due to the frictional force. So these all are the advantages. So many advantages. Okay. Next, in the same way, we use maximum most of the advantages. We have a small disadvantages also. What are the disadvantages of friction? Actually, due to friction, some mechanical energy is conversion into heat energy or another form of the energy. That's why some power is, that means the efficiency of the machinery parts is reduces due to friction. Actually, so this mechanical energy is conversion into heat energy, then the efficiency of the machines is reduces. That is one of the disadvantages. Okay, now next, one more important disadvantages, wear and tear of the machinery parts increases due to friction. Wear and tear of the machinery parts means what, అరిగిపోవడం అన్నట్టు. ఓకేనా? ఇక్కడ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వీల్స్ అనేటువంటి చాలా రోజుల తర్వాత అరిగిపోతాయి. ఎందుకమ్మా? డ్యూ టు ఫ్రిక్షన్. ఓకేనా? సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్. ఓకేనా? సో దట్ మీన్స్ డ్యూ టు ఫ్రిక్షన్, సో in a machinery parts, heat energy is produced. This heat energy damages the machinery parts. So these are the disadvantages of friction. So but here a small disadvantage but more advantages. That means without friction there is no here it is imaginary, there is no imaginary. Okay, now that means without friction there is no possible safe motion or anything. If you it is not possible to holding any object. That's the importance of friction in our daily life. So next, here understood in this introduction topic, you need to understood so reducing methods of friction. But here we have some disadvantage, but here there is no possible to complete remove this friction disadvantages, but here we have to reduce the friction is possible. That's why we will discuss reducing methods of friction. What are the reducing methods of friction, amma? So one of the method is, the first method is called as actually polishing. Polishing. Okay now. So that is the one of the reducing method. Polishing means what? The rough surface is smoothed. Then the type of functioning is called polishing. By polishing, reduce the friction. Next, second one is by using ball bearings. By using ball bearings. So actually by using ball bearings, the kinetic friction is conversion into rolling friction. Rolling friction is less to compare kinetic friction. In the next concept we will discuss. That means by using ball bearings, indirectly reduce the friction. Next, one more, by using lubricants. Sometimes by using lubricants. Lubricants means what? These are some oils. Okay now. So for example, grease is one lubricant. 3-in-1 oil is one lubricant. Okay. So by using these lubricants, a thin layer is forming, that is reduces the friction. That's the importance. In this way, indirectly reduce. And one more very important reducing method, streamlining. What is the point, streamlining? What is streamlining, So this is one type of different type of construction. So especially some automobiles and aeroplanes are made in streamlining. This streamlining designing is reduces the air friction. So air also opposes the motion of the body. That is, this air friction is reduces by constructing this special designing, that is streamlining means curve line designing. The outer surface is curve line design, that is streamlining. So in this way, by using these methods to reduce the friction. This is about the introduction of friction. Concept 1 is over. Okay, now we are going to discuss concept 2. Okay, so we will discuss concept 2. Here mainly discuss about the normal reaction. So here in this concept, we will discuss what is normal reaction, what are the different expressions for normal reaction, and after that we will discuss apparent weight in a lift while moving upwards, downwards. Okay, so and also we will discuss free body diagrams. Some different based on the free body diagram, what is the tension force in the string and what are the contact force, some different types of questions we will discuss. First, I want to explain what is normal reaction. Normal reaction is one of the contact force. Already we have discussed frictional force. That frictional force is what? That is tangential force. But it is normal force. That is the difference between. So that means here, if you consider one body placed on the horizontal surface, suppose. So this is surface area in contact. Where they are surface area in contact, so due to contact, some forces are produces. These are called contact forces. Which are called as contact forces? The body is contact to the surface of another body. Due to this contact, some forces are produces. These are called as contact forces. These contact forces from the surface area in contact, here inclinedly these contact forces are acting. These are resultant forces, also called as, that's what denoted by R. These are not known direction. It is inclined. So these contact forces are two types, resolved into two types. One type is called as tangential force, that is frictional force. And one more type of contact force is normal reaction. This friction, already we have discussed about the frictional force. This frictional force is opposes the relative motion between two bodies. So that is acting along the tangential to the surface area in contact. So that is frictional force. Whereas normal reaction also one of the contact force, but it is normal to the surface area in contact. That is normal reaction. Just one of the component of contact force which is perpendicular to the surface area in contact, that is normal reaction. That's all. These normal reaction equations are important. For example, when it is placed on the horizontal surface, which forces are acting on this body? One is this, its mass of the body is m. Its mass is concentrated at the center of the body. From this center, so center of the earth, one force is acting. So that is weight, that is gravitational force, cmg, is acting towards the center of the earth. So this is surface area in contact. From surface area in contact, so along normal line upwards, one more force acting, that is normal reaction. But this body is not moving along this vertical direction, that means it is not moving upwards, not moving downwards. That means what, this normal reaction is cancelled by weight. So that means these two are equal and opposite, that's why they are cancelled to each other. So that based on this free body diagram stands what, so this, if you consider any body, several forces are acting on the body, drawing the acting forces on this body, that is called as free body diagram. Based on this free body diagram, understood, normal reaction is similar to mg, that is called as normal reaction equation. This is most important expression. So when a body is placed on the horizontal surface, what is expression for normal reaction, mg? Normal reaction is one of the component means what, part of the vector. This contact force, one of the component is normal reaction, that is mg. Otherwise the same body is placed on the inclined plane. When it is placed on the inclined plane, this is a body, its weight is always acting towards the center of the earth. So then it is not known direction. So this is inclined plane. With respect to the inclined plane, this is perpendicular to the inclined plane, this is tangential to the inclined plane. So that means this weight is resolved into two components. It makes some angle theta with this line, then this component is right in terms of cos theta in the perpendicular direction, mg sin theta. This is surface area in contact, normally upwards acting, normal reaction. That means now it does not moving upwards downwards. That means here now when it is placed on the inclined plane, normal reaction is cancelled by one of the component of weight, that is mg cos theta. That means n is equal to mg cos theta. This is the important expression. Sometimes question asking simple questions based on these two equations. This is about the normal reaction. Okay now, next here in this topic, sometimes asking what is apparent weight. So we will discuss. Okay, now we will discuss apparent weight of a person in a lift. One person is in lift or elevator. So when lift is, so lift means what, attached to the string actually. So when lift is while moving upwards, first case is case number 1. So moving upwards with acceleration am. Just simply from this point understand, this is moving upwards with a uniform acceleration am. So this is moving. So when it is moving upwards, here the normal reaction is similar to R. This is also called as apparent weight. The apparent weight is of the, so here according to the free body diagram is, one is mg is acting, one is here tension force, or we consider normal reaction. This is net force F is equal to ma. So based on this expression, along net force, this force is acting. So in the opposite direction, weight is acting. Actually, according to this expression of free body diagram, net force is equal to n minus mg. So then n is equal to, what is formula? Mg is shifting. So then mg plus ma, that means here m into g plus a. So this is a normal reaction, or this is also called as apparent weight, that is called m into g plus a. Just remind this formula, how to getting I explained to you. So in the same way, in case 2 also you get the same when lift is moving with uniform acceleration a downwards, this is lift person. So then here this is weight, this is normal reaction suppose. So now here lift is moving with acceleration am. In this case apparent weight n is equal to, you have to consider m into g minus a. So after simplification you get remind this point. And one more case, when a lift is at rest, when lift is at rest or in uniform motion, so then in these two cases same, uniform motion, the apparent weight is similar to the real weight. Mg is real weight, that means here mg minus ma, here mg plus ma, some amount of additional force is added, that's why apparent weight increases, apparent weight decreases. Apparent means what, observed weight, not real weight. Just while moving only you have to feel, that is pseudo force, not real force. That is, you have to understand, when lift is at rest or uniform motion, you observe real weight. if the lift is moving upwards or downwards with uniform motion, there is no change the apparent weight and real weight is same amma. So one more case amma, suppose when lift is in freely falling, when it is in freely falling amma, what is the point amma? In this case normal reaction is equal to 0, that means apparent weight is equal to 0. These are the different cases so related to the apparent weight. Next we will discuss free body diagram. Already I explained to you. For example, just I want to explain one simple example. In the same way, if given anything you get it. Suppose this is one body, this is another body, its mass m1, its mass m2, they are attached to the string amma. So then this is pulling force is applied on this system amma. Then this complete system moving with this is a net acceleration. So in this string what is acting amma? A tension force is created. What is tension force created in this body? If asking how can you getting from the free body diagram amma. So first draw the free body diagram of m1. Which forces are acting on the m1 body? One is tension force, one is net force. That means from this free body diagram, m1 is net force is equal to tension force. So for example, on m2 body, which forces are acting? One is pulling force, one is tension force, one is net force. Along net force, F force is acting. That means m2a is net force is equal to F minus T amma. So so if you substitute T is equal to this one amma, that F minus m1a is the formula for m2a. So from this formula F is equal to m1a plus m2a is the formula. That means m1 plus m2 into a is the formula. A is equal to F by m1 plus m2. This is the formula for acceleration of this system. If you want to tension force, T is equal to what is formula? So T is equal m1a m1 into F by m1 plus m2. So these are the formulas amma. So in this way, not only this, different systems are given like this based on the free body diagram. You have to find out amma. So this is about concept 2 and related points amma. Next concept 3 amma, that is types of friction. In this concept we will discuss different types of frictions amma. So we have 3 types of frictions. One is static friction, second one is kinetic friction, third one is rolling friction. We will discuss these all types amma. After that we will discuss laws of friction. Okay na? Next coefficient of friction. Okay na? Next we will discuss types of coefficients of friction. And what is one more is angle of friction. So these are the topics we will discuss in concept 3 amma. So we have 3 types of frictions. First I want to explain to you. First type is static friction. What is static friction? So static friction stands simple is understood. So when any body is placed on the horizontal surface, so suppose when a small force is applied, then the body does not moving by this application of force. That means the body is continuous in its states of rest by the application of external force also. So in this case, developing frictional force is called static friction. That means here in this case, so you have to apply force but it does not moving. But here in this case, the body is tend to move. So the body is what here? Tend to move or ready to move. Okay na? So in this case begin to move. So then the developing frictional force is static friction. In a given question the body is ready to move or begins to move. Okay na? So in this way, from this given words you have to understand the developing frictional force is static friction. Clear amma? Indirectly understood, when a body is stationary in condition by the application of external force also. Without application of force on the body, there is no frictional force is acting on the system. It is not understood. That means by the application of external force also the body is continuous in its states of rest or uniform motion. Then the frictional force is developed. That is called as static friction, not uniform motion. Just it is at rest. That is called tend to move or begins to move or ready to move. So in this case, that is static friction. Next, for static friction, so the static friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. So that means frictional force is always mainly depending upon the normal reaction. If it is increases, decreases. Very important expression for friction. So not only static friction, every friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. The static friction is called, when you remove this proportionality symbol here, mu s into n, this is called as static friction formula. Here this mu s stands for coefficient of friction. This is called as what? Coefficient of friction. This is about the static friction. The next second type is called as kinetic friction. What is kinetic friction? This kinetic friction is also called as sliding friction, dynamic friction, everything is same. That means when a body is slides on the surface, so the frictional force is also developing, that is kinetic friction. Why? Because without frictional force this motion is dangerous. So while moving also frictional force is acting. That's why by application of brakes the vehicle is very smoothly stops on the road, otherwise it is does not stop. That's why while moving also for safe motion frictional force is required. That while moving developing force is friction, kinetic friction. When by the application of force the body is continuous in its states of rest, that is static friction. That's the difference. Here kinetic friction also directly proportional to normal reaction. When you remove this proportion, introduce one constant, that is mu k into n. Mu k stands again coefficient of kinetic friction. That means we have three types of coefficient of frictions. That means this frictional force is not only depending upon normal reaction, also depending upon the nature of the surfaces in contact. That's why introduced this constant. So that means here this frictional force depending upon, one is normal reaction, one is nature of the surfaces area in contact, and roughness or smoothness, the impurities. These are some depending factors of frictional force. That's why for these all points here introduced this constant. Next third one is rolling friction. What is rolling friction? So when a body is rolls on the surface, the developing frictional force is rolling friction. We know what is rolling and what is rotational motion, what is translator motion. That means rolling means what? It is a combination of translator and rotational motion. That means it is rotates on its own axis and moves in the forward direction. That is rolling motion. So for example, the spherical bodies, the cylindrical bodies are only rollers. They are moving on the horizontal surface. Rolling friction is developed. So this rolling friction also directly proportional to normal reaction. It is also similar to mu r into n. So this mu r is called as coefficient of rolling friction. These are the three types of frictions. After that you need to understand laws of friction. What is laws of friction? Already based on the laws of friction only, here you have written these expressions. What is the first principle is actually the static friction or kinetic friction is not depending upon the surface area in contact. That is one of the principle, and it is depending upon the nature of the surface area, nature of the surfaces of the bodies, and it is also depending upon the roughness or smoothness of the surface. If it is roughness, more frictional force is acting. If it is smooth, that is less frictional force is acting. Due impurities also decided the friction. Temperature also increases the friction. And one more very important, frictional force is directly proportional to normal reaction. So these all are the laws of friction. Okay, now especially laws of rolling friction is some different. Just this is special case. Actual rolling motion is special case of sliding motion. So loss of rolling friction is what? Actually it is also directly proportional to normal reaction, but it is actually this all kinetic friction, static friction is independent upon the area of surface area in contact, but here rolling friction is depending upon the area of surface area in contact. Rolling friction is also depending upon the radius of the rollers. Okay, na? So and remaining all are same. This is also depending upon the nature of the surface area in surfaces of contact, roughness, impurities. These all are common. Just it is depending upon the surface area in contact. These are not depending upon the surface area in contact. So totally we have three types of coefficient of friction. What is coefficient of friction? Generally according to the expression frictional force by normal reaction is equal. This is expression, but it is not depending upon these two factors. It is depending upon the nature of the surfaces in contact. That is coefficient of friction. Very important. No units, because this is a ratio of two forces. No units, no dimensions. It is a scalar quantity. And one more point in this concept, you need to understand angle of friction. What is angle of friction? Angle of friction denoted by pi. So suppose one body is placed on this horizontal surface, one is normal reaction, one is frictional force. So this is contact force. The angle between normal reaction and contact force is called as angle of friction. So here angle of friction, for example, in this triangle, if you consider triangle that is defined tan pi m, so opposite side along opposite side frictional force, adjacent side is along adjacent normal reaction, that means F by S is mu, that means tan pi is equal to what is formula of mu, that means pi is equal to tan inverse of mu. This is one very important, sometimes coefficient of friction is giving, asking angle of friction, use this formula, simple application is asking, so you need to concentrate on these are the, so this is about the concept 3 repeated, which type of questions are asking, based on this concept you have to understand. Okay, we will discuss the next remaining concepts in the next class.